5 years ago, if you had told me this was my life, I'd have laughed. Now, I barely recognize the sound of my own laughter. My name is Nora, and I'm 32 years old. I used to teach 3rd grade. I used to have my own apartment with plants that didn't die, and a social life that extended beyond the pharmacy checkout line. I used to be a person. Nora, he needs changing again. Mom's voice cuts through the morning quiet like a rusty blade. I'm already halfway up the stairs, carrying Dad's breakfast tray. Oatmeal, no sugar, pureed fruit on the side because solid pieces make him choke now. The stroke took a lot from him, but it took everything from me. Coming, Mom. I push open Dad's bedroom door. The smell hits me first. That mixture of antiseptic, old skin, and defeat that no amount of air freshener can mask. Dad's propped up in his hospital bed, the one that dominates what used to be my parents' master bedroom. His eyes track to me, and for a second, I see a flicker of the man who used to intimidate my high school boyfriends. Then it's gone. Morning, Dad. Ready for breakfast? He makes a sound that might be yes, or no, or nothing at all. Mum bustles in behind me, already dressed in her good sweater, the navy one she saves for grocery store trips where she might run into someone from church. I'm going to Whole Foods, she announces. London called last night. She's bringing that French cheese she loves when she comes for Christmas. Of course she is. My sister London lives in Singapore now, something involving international marketing and a salary that makes Mom's eyes literally sparkle when she mentions it. London's been gone for 3 years, visiting exactly twice. But when she comes home, it's like the Queen of England is gracing us with her presence. That's nice, I say, spooning oatmeal toward Dad's mouth. Half of it dribbles down his chin. I wipe it away with the practiced efficiency of someone who's done this exact motion approximately 5,475 times. She's doing so well, Mum continues, scrolling through her phone. Look at this picture she posted yesterday. She shoves the screen in my face. London standing on some rooftop bar, Singapore's skyline glittering behind her like diamonds. She's wearing a dress that probably costs more than I used to make in a month. Her smile is perfect. Her life is perfect. And she's never had to wipe drool off anyone's chin. Beautiful, I manage. She works so hard, Mum sighs. I worry she doesn't take enough time for herself. I almost laugh. London, who gets weekly massages and posts pictures of her elaborate brunches, doesn't take enough time for herself. Meanwhile, I haven't had a full night's sleep in 5 years. But, sure, let's worry about London's self-care routine. Dad makes another sound, and I realise I've been holding the spoon in midair while staring at my sister's Instagram perfect life. Sorry, Dad. The morning routine continues. Medication at 9, 6 different pills that I've memorised by colour and shape. Physical therapy exercises at 10, which mostly involves me moving his arms and legs while he stares at the ceiling. By 11, I'm already exhausted, and the day has barely started. My phone buzzes. A text from my cousin Francesca. Job interview today. Wish me luck. Right. People have job interviews. People have careers and goals and futures that extend beyond knowing which adult diapers are on sale at CVS. I text back, good luck, you'll kill it. What I don't text, I had a Zoom interview scheduled for last week. A teaching position at a private school in the city. Real money, real benefits, real life. But Dad had a bad day. One of those days where he couldn't keep anything down, and Mom was convinced he was dying. So, I cancelled. Again. I'm leaving for the store, Mum calls from downstairs. Keep an eye on him. As if I do anything else. The front door slams and the house settles into its familiar quiet. Dad's dozed off, his breathing steady but laboured. I sit in the chair beside his bed, my chair, the one with the permanent indent from my body, and stare out the window. Mrs. Peterson next door is loading Christmas decorations into her car. Her daughter's visiting from college, home for winter break. They're laughing about something, and the sound drifts through the glass like a memory of what normal families look like. My phone rings. Francesca. Hey, how'd the interview go? Amazing! I think I got it. Senior marketing manager, corner office, the whole thing. Her voice is bright with possibility. How are you holding up? Same as always. Nora? Her tone shifts, becomes gentler. You know this isn't sustainable, right? You're 32, not 62. You have a whole life ahead of you. Do I? The question hangs between us. Because honestly, I'm not sure anymore. Some days I feel like I'm disappearing, becoming nothing more than a pair of hands that feed and clean and medicate, like I'm slowly being erased. Yes, Francesca says firmly. You do. And someday you're going to remember that. After we hang up, I sit in the growing darkness of Dad's room and wonder if she's right. If there's still a person named Nora underneath all this duty and sacrifice and invisible labour. Outside, Mrs. Peterson and her daughter drive away, probably heading somewhere wonderful and normal and free. I close my eyes and try to remember what that feels like. The doorbell rings at exactly 3:47 p.m. on December 23rd. I know the exact time because I've been watching the clock, dreading this moment for weeks. She's here! She's here! Mum practically sprints to the front door, smoothing her hair and checking her lipstick in the hallway mirror. You'd think the Pope was visiting. I'm in the kitchen, elbow deep in prep work for tonight's welcome home dinner. Beef Wellington, London's favourite. Never mind that I've been living on microwave dinners and whatever's left over from Dad's meal trays for the past year. The front door bursts open, and suddenly, the house fills with energy I'd forgotten existed. Mum, oh my God, you look amazing! London's voice carries that slight accent she's picked up from living overseas. Not quite British, not quite American, just expensive. I hear the sound of expensive luggage hitting our worn hardwood floors, the rustle of what's probably a designer coat. London? Sweetheart? You're so tan and thin. You look like a movie star. I roll my eyes and keep chopping vegetables. The same vegetables I've been chopping for 5 years while London's been finding herself across the globe. Where's Nora? London asks, and I can hear them moving toward the kitchen. Oh, she's around here somewhere. Probably fussing over your father. Probably fussing. Like caring for our stroke victim father is some quirky hobby I picked up. London appears in the doorway, and I have to admit, she does look like a movie star. Her hair is that perfect beachy wave that cost hundreds of dollars to achieve. Her skin has that golden glow of someone who actually sees sunlight. And she's wearing jeans that probably cost more than my monthly grocery budget. Nora! She rushes over and hugs me, and I'm immediately aware that I smell like antiseptic and exhaustion, while she smells like expensive perfume and freedom. Hey, London. Welcome home. God, it's so good to be back. Singapore is amazing, but there's nothing like home, you know? Home. Right. The home she visits twice a year for exactly 1 week each time. How's Dad? She asks, glancing toward the stairs. Same as when you called last month and the month before that. Nora, Mom's voice carries a warning. Don't be negative. London doesn't seem to notice the tension. She's already pulling out her phone, showing me pictures. Look, this is my new apartment. The view is insane, right? And this is from last weekend. We went to this incredible resort in Bali. The photos blur together. Infinity pools, sunset cocktails, London laughing with beautiful people in beautiful places. Meanwhile, my most exciting photo from the last month is probably a blurry shot of Dad's medication schedule. That's great, I say, turning back to the vegetables. Oh, and I brought presents. Mum, you're going to die. I found this gorgeous scarf in Milan and London. Wait, that's confusing. I found this scarf and it's exactly your colour. You went to Milan? Mum's voice reaches a pitch only dogs should be able to hear. Just for a weekend, work thing. But the shopping, oh my God, the shopping. I tune out their chatter and focus on dinner prep. The beef Wellington needs to go in the oven in 20 minutes. The asparagus needs to be trimmed. The potatoes need to be mashed, all of London's favourites naturally. Nora's been such a help, Mum says, and I look up surprised. She's been here taking care of your father. That's so sweet of you, London says, like I'm volunteering at a charity instead of sacrificing my entire life. I don't know how you do it. I could never be that patient. At least she's honest. Someone has to, I say. Well, I'm here now. I can help. What needs doing? I almost laugh. It's fine. I've got it handled. Are you sure? I feel terrible that you've been doing everything. Do you? The question comes out sharper than I intended. London blinks, confused. Of course I do. You're amazing, Nora. Really? Amazing, right. Like a well-trained service dog. Girls, Mum interrupts, let's go upstairs and see your father. He's been so excited about London coming home. We traipse upstairs, London chattering about her flight and the weather in Singapore. Dad's awake, propped up in his bed, and when he sees London, something actually changes in his face. His eyes brighten. He tries to smile. Hi, Daddy, London says softly, taking his hand. I missed you so much. Dad makes a sound, closer to actual words than I've heard in months. He's trying to say her name. I brought you something, London continues, pulling a small wrapped box from her purse. It's a photo of us from when I was little. Remember that trip to the beach? Mum's eyes fill with tears. Oh, London. He'll love that. I stand in the doorway, watching this touching family reunion, and realise I'm not really part of it. I'm the help, the invisible caregiver who keeps the machinery running so that moments like this can happen. Nora, come sit with us, London says, but there's only one chair beside the bed, the chair where I spend most of my waking hours. I need to check on dinner, I say. Downstairs, I lean against the kitchen counter and stare at the beef Wellington. London's been home for exactly 37 minutes, and already the house revolves around her again. Already, I'm back to being the supporting character in my own life. The timer goes off. Time to put the roast in the oven. The roast. At dinner, Dad sits at the head of the table in his wheelchair, a rare appearance downstairs. Mum's pulled out the good china, the cloth napkins, the crystal glasses we never use. London regales us with stories about her job, her travels, her fascinating international life. And then, my boss said, I'm being considered for the regional director position. Can you believe it? Regional director at 28. Oh, sweetheart, Mum claps her hands. We're so proud of you. Dad lifts his water glass with shaking hands. It takes him a full minute, but he manages it. To my beautiful daughters, he says, the words slurred but clear enough. But when I look at him, his eyes are fixed on London. Only London. I raise my glass anyway and take a sip of water that tastes like disappointment. Christmas morning arrives with the sound of London's laughter drifting up from the kitchen. I've been awake since 5, giving Dad his morning medications and helping him with his exercises, but apparently the festivities started without me. I wheel Dad downstairs to find the living room transformed. Mum's gone all out. The tree is massive, covered in gold and silver ornaments that catch the morning light. Presents are piled underneath like a department store display. There's our Christmas angel, Mum beams at London, who's curled up on the couch in silk pyjamas that probably cost more than my monthly expenses. I made your favourite, cinnamon French toast. You're the best, Mum. London stretches like a cat in a sunbeam. This is exactly what I needed after Singapore. Everything there is so fast-paced. I park Dad's wheelchair near the tree and notice the present distribution. London's side of the tree looks like Santa's workshop exploded. My side has 3 small boxes. Should we start? Mum asks, practically vibrating with excitement. Let me get my camera, London says, pulling out her phone. This is going on Instagram for sure. Of course it is. Can't have a family moment without documenting it for the internet. London, sweetheart, this one's for you. Mum hands over a large box wrapped in expensive paper. London tears it open and gasps. Mum, you didn't. She pulls out a designer handbag, the kind with a waiting list and a price tag that makes normal people dizzy. I saw it online and thought of you immediately, Mum gushes. For your promotion. It's perfect. I've been wanting this exact one. London holds it up for her phone camera. My followers are going to die. Dad makes an approving sound from his wheelchair. Even he seems impressed. Open the big one, Mum says, pointing to a box the size of a small refrigerator. London's eyes go wide as she unwraps it. Inside are keys, car keys with a BMW logo. No way, London breathes. It's in the driveway, Mum says, tears in her eyes. A white X3. I know you said you missed having a car when you're home. London jumps up and runs to the window. Oh my God, Mum, this is insane. I can't believe you did this. She's crying now, actual tears of joy, and Mum's crying too, and they're hugging and taking selfies with the keys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, London keeps saying. This is the best Christmas ever. I sit on the floor next to Dad's wheelchair, watching this display of maternal generosity, and wonder what it feels like to be loved like that. Your turn, Nora, Mum says finally, wiping her eyes. She hands me a small box. I unwrap it carefully. Old habit, from years of reusing gift wrap to save money. Inside is an apron. Not just any apron, a faded floral thing that looks like it came from a church rummage sale. For helping around the house, Mum explains. I thought it would be practical. Practical, right. Thanks, I manage. There's more, Mum says, handing me the other 2 boxes. A set of dish towels, and a coffee mug that says, World's Okayest Daughter. I stare at the mug, reading those words over and over. World's Okayest Daughter. Not best, not amazing, okayest. Do you like it? Mum asks. I thought it was funny. Hilarious, I say. London's already moved on, opening another box. Oh my God, is this the Tiffany bracelet I showed you? I had to get it shipped overnight, Mom says proudly, but nothing's too good for my successful daughter. My successful daughter, singular. Dad's looking at me now, and for a moment I think I see something in his eyes. Recognition? Sympathy? But then London squeals about another gift and his attention shifts back to her. This is too much, London says, but she's already putting the bracelet on. I feel so spoiled. You deserve it, Mum says. You work so hard, you're making the family proud. Making the family proud. Unlike me, apparently, who just gets okayest daughter mugs and second-hand aprons. What about Dad's gifts? I ask. Oh, Mum jumps up. London picked out something special for him. London produces a small wrapped box and kneels beside Dad's wheelchair. This is from me, Daddy. I hope you like it. Dad's hands shake as he tries to unwrap it. London helps him, and inside is a silver picture frame with a photo of the 2 of them from her college graduation. Dad in his suit, London in her cap and gown, both of them beaming. So you can remember how proud I make you, London says softly. Dad's eyes fill with tears. He touches the photo with one trembling finger and makes a sound that might be beautiful. He loves it, Mum whispers. I look around the room at the aftermath of Christmas morning. London, surrounded by expensive gifts, Mum glowing with pride, Dad clutching his photo, and me, sitting on the floor with my apron and dish towels and okayest daughter mug. I should start breakfast for Dad, I say, standing up. Oh, don't worry about that, Mum waves me off. We're going out for brunch. London wants to try that new place downtown. What about Dad? He'll be fine here for a few hours. You can stay with him. Of course I can, 'cause that's what I do. I stay. I watch. I take care of things while everyone else lives their lives. Actually, I say, I think I'll go upstairs for a bit. I'm getting a headache. Poor thing, London says absently, already posing with her new handbag for another selfie. Too much excitement, probably. I climb the stairs, leaving behind the sounds of laughter and camera clicks and plans for brunch I'm not invited to. In my room, the same room I've had since high school, I sit on my bed and stare at the apron in my hands. For helping around the house, I pull out my phone and scroll through London's Instagram. She's already posted 3 photos from this morning. The handbag, the car keys, a family selfie where I'm conspicuously absent. The caption reads, "Best Christmas ever with my amazing parents. Feeling so blessed and loved. Bash family, Javash Christmas, bash ash grateful." 47 likes already. Comments pouring in about how lucky she is, how wonderful her life looks, how perfect everything seems. I set the phone aside and lie back on my bed, still holding the apron. Through my window, I can see London's new BMW gleaming in the driveway, like a white beacon of everything I'll never have. Downstairs, I hear them getting ready to leave for brunch. Car doors slam. The BMW's engine purrs to life. Then silence. Just me and Dad and the ghost of Christmas morning, with its brutal reminder of exactly where I stand in this family's hierarchy. I close my eyes and try to remember what it felt like to matter to someone. Anyone. But all I can think about is that mug. World's okayest daughter. It's the call that will end everything. I just have to make it. The house is dead quiet at 2 a.m. Dad's finally asleep after a restless evening, and Mom and London are probably dreaming about brunch and BMW payments. I'm wide awake, sitting at the kitchen table with my laptop and a cup of coffee that's gone cold. My phone buzzes. A text from Harper. "Can't sleep, either. Work stress is killing me." Harper's been my friend since high school, back when we both thought we'd conquer the world. Now she's a financial advisor downtown and I'm this, I call her. "Hey," she answers on the first ring. "What's up? You sound weird." "I need to ask you about something. That thing you mentioned last year about the family emergency fund." "Oh, that. Yeah. What about it?" Last spring, Harper came over for one of her rare visits. She'd been helping Mum and Dad reorganise their finances after the stroke, setting up automatic payments for Dad's medical bills. During that conversation, she'd mentioned something that stuck with me. "You said there was money set aside for emergencies." "Right. The fund your parents established when your dad first got sick. It's substantial. Like, really substantial." "Why?" I take a breath. "How substantial?" "Nora, I can't give you specific numbers, but let's just say your parents have been very conservative with their spending. That fund could cover professional care for years." Professional care. The words hang in the air like a lifeline I've been too afraid to grab. "Harper, hypothetically, if someone wanted to arrange private care for a stroke patient, what would that look like?" "Hypothetically?" Her voice sharpens with interest. "Well, there are some amazing facilities. Full-time nursing, physical therapy, social activities. Expensive, but if money isn't an issue, it's not." "Nora." Harper's tone changes. "What are you thinking?" I don't answer directly. Instead, I ask, "Do you remember that place you mentioned once? The one where your client's father went? Sunset Manor?" "Yeah, it's incredible. Like a 5-star hotel with medical staff." "But Nora, can you get me their number?" There's a long pause. "Are you sure about this?" I've never been more sure of anything in my life. Harper gives me the number. and we hang up with promises to talk tomorrow. But I can't wait until tomorrow. I'm already Googling Sunset Manor, scrolling through their website with its photos of smiling elderly residents in beautiful common areas, professional staff in crisp uniforms, families visiting loved ones who are clean and cared for and dignified. Everything Dad deserves, everything I can't give him anymore. I find their 24-hour intake line and dial before I can lose my nerve. Sunset Manor, this is Patricia. How can I help you? Hi, I need to inquire about immediate placement for my father. He's a stroke patient, needs full-time care. Of course. Let me connect you with our director, Holden. He handles emergency placements. The hold music is classical and soothing, nothing like the chaos that's been my soundtrack for 5 years. This is Holden O'Brien. I understand you need immediate placement. His voice is warm, professional, kind. Yes, my father had a stroke 5 years ago. He needs round-the-clock care and I can't do it anymore. I understand completely. This is one of the hardest decisions families face. Can you tell me about his current condition? I run through Dad's medical history, his daily needs, his medications. Holden asks thoughtful questions, takes detailed notes, never once makes me feel like I'm abandoning my father. We have an opening, he says finally. We could have him admitted as early as tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow? The word hits me like electricity. What about cost? Our full care package runs about $8,000 per month. That includes everything: medical care, meals, activities, therapy. I know it sounds like a lot, but that's fine. Oh, well, that's wonderful. Most families need time to arrange financing. We have a family emergency fund. This qualifies as an emergency. Absolutely it does. You've been caring for him alone for 5 years? That's remarkable, but it's not sustainable. You deserve to have your life back. Your life back? When's the last time someone said I deserved anything? What do I need to do? I'll email you the intake forms. If you can have them completed and returned by morning, along with his medical records, we can have our transport team there by 2 p.m. tomorrow. Transport team. Professional, efficient, taking this burden off my shoulders. There's one more thing, I say. This needs to be a surprise. My family doesn't know I'm arranging this. That's not uncommon. Many adult children make these arrangements independently. You're his primary caregiver, correct? For 5 years. Then you have every right to make this decision. In fact, I'd say you have the responsibility to make it, for both of you. After we hang up, I sit in the dark kitchen, staring at my phone. In 12 hours, everything changes. No more 5 a.m. medication schedules. No more lifting Dad in and out of bed. No more watching my life disappear one day at a time. I open my laptop and start filling out the intake forms. Dad's social security number, medical history, emergency contacts. Under reason for placement, I type primary caregiver burnout. Family unable to provide adequate care. Unable to provide adequate care. That's the truth, isn't it? I'm not adequate anymore. I'm exhausted, resentful, disappearing. Dad deserves better than what I've become. The forms ask for payment information. I pull up the Family Emergency Fund account, the one Harper helped me access months ago when Dad needed a new wheelchair. The balance makes my breath catch. More than enough for years of professional care, years of freedom. I submit the deposit. First month plus security. $8,000 gone with a click. My phone buzzes with a confirmation email from Holden. Welcome to the Sunset Manor family. We'll take excellent care of your father. I forward him Dad's medical records, then close the laptop. In my coat pocket, I find Mum's spare car keys, the ones to her old Honda that she never drives anymore since Dad can't get in and out of it. Tomorrow, while Mum and London are probably planning another shopping trip or fancy lunch, I'll be loading my few belongings into that Honda and driving away from this house, this life, this version of myself that I don't recognize anymore. I walk upstairs and peek into Dad's room. He's sleeping peacefully, his breathing steady. Tomorrow he'll wake up in a place where trained professionals will care for him properly, where he'll have activities and therapy and dignity, and I'll wake up somewhere else entirely. For the first time in 5 years, I smile. The doorbell rings at exactly 2 p.m. I'm ready. I've been up since dawn, helping Dad with his morning routine one last time. His medication is organised in a weekly dispenser on his nightstand. His favourite blanket is folded at the foot of his bed. Everything is perfect for the handoff. Mum and London are in the living room, still in their pyjamas, scrolling through their phones and planning their day. They have no idea what's about to happen. I'll get it, I call out, walking to the front door with steady steps. 3 people stand on our porch. A woman in scrubs with a kind face, a man in a suit carrying a leather briefcase, and another man with a wheelchair and medical equipment. Ms. Knight, I'm Holden O'Brien from Sunset Manor. This is our head nurse, Patricia, and our transport specialist, Marcus. Thank you for coming, I say, stepping aside to let them in. My father's upstairs. Who is it, Nora? Mum calls from the living room. Some people here to see Dad. Mom and London appear in the hallway, curious. Mum's still holding her coffee mug. London's got her phone in her hand. Good afternoon, Holden says professionally. I'm Holden O'Brien, Director of Sunset Manor. We're here to facilitate Mr. Malcolm's transfer to our facility. The silence that follows is deafening. Transfer? Mum's voice is barely a whisper. What? Transfer? London steps forward, her phone forgotten. What's going on? I pull the contract from my purse. 20 pages of legal documents I signed at 6 a.m. this morning. Dad's being moved to professional care. Today. What? Mum's coffee mug slips from her hand, shattering on the hardwood floor. Nora, what are you talking about? Sunset Manor is a premier care facility, Holden explains calmly. Your daughter arranged for immediate placement. We're here to ensure a smooth transition. My daughter? Mom looks between London and me, confused. London, what is this? I didn't arrange anything. London's voice rises. Nora, what the hell is going on? I arranged it, I say simply. Dad needs professional care and I'm done providing it. The words hang in the air like a bomb that hasn't exploded yet. You can't just... Mum starts. I can, and I did. I hand her the contract. Everything's been approved. The deposit's been paid from the family emergency fund. Transport is here. Mum's hands shake as she flips through the pages. $8,000? Nora, you can't be serious. $8,000 a month, I correct, plus additional fees for specialised care. London's face goes white. A month? Nora, that's insane. We can't afford that. Actually, you can. The emergency fund has enough to cover this for years. That money isn't for this. Mum's voice cracks. That's for real emergencies. This is a real emergency, Mum. I'm having a breakdown. I can't do this anymore. Holden steps forward diplomatically. Perhaps we could discuss this privately? I understand this is emotional, but we do have a schedule to maintain. No, Mum says firmly. No, you're not taking my husband anywhere. Nora, call this off right now. I can't. The contract is binding. Then I'll call the police. On what grounds, I ask. I'm his primary caregiver. I have power of attorney for medical decisions. I'm acting in his best interest. This is the moment Mum realises I'm not the pushover daughter she's always known. Her face changes, hardens. You planned this, she says slowly. You've been planning this. For about 12 hours, yeah. How could you do this to us? How could I do this to you? The laugh that comes out of me sounds foreign. Mum, I've given you 5 years of my life. 5 years of getting up at 5 a.m., of changing diapers, of watching my career disappear. And you're asking how I could do this to you? That's your father upstairs. Exactly. My father, who deserves better care than I can give him. London finds her voice. Nora, we can figure this out. We can hire someone to help, or with what money? Your Instagram sponsorships? I have savings. Do you? Because last I checked, you were posting about your new apartment and your weekend in Bali. But, sure, now you have money for Dad's care. Patricia, the nurse, speaks up gently. Perhaps I could assess the patient while you discuss the arrangements. Yes, I say. He's upstairs. First door on the right. Nora, stop this, Mom pleads. We can work something out. You don't have to leave. Leave? London looks confused. What do you mean, leave? I pull my car keys from my pocket, Mum's old Honda keys. I'm resigning from all of this, effective immediately. You can't resign from being a daughter. Watch me. Marcus, the transport specialist, returns from upstairs. The patient is ready for transfer. We'll need about 20 minutes to get him settled in the transport vehicle. 20 minutes? Mum's voice is hysterical now. You're taking my husband away in 20 minutes. Mum, I say quietly, Dad will be better off there. He'll have professional nurses, physical therapy, activities with other people. He'll have dignity. He has dignity here. Does he? When's the last time you helped him shower? When's the last time you changed his sheets? When's the last time you did anything for him besides visit him like he's already in a nursing home? The accusation hits its mark. Mum's face crumples. I couldn't handle it, she whispers. It was too hard. It was too hard for you, so I did it. For 5 years. And now it's too hard for me. London scrolling frantically through her phone. There has to be a way to cancel this. Nora, this is crazy. You're having some kind of breakdown. I'm having a breakthrough. Holden checks his watch. I'm sorry to interrupt, but we do need to begin the transfer process. Mr. Malcolm is awake and asking for his daughter. Which daughter? Mum asks bitterly. He asked for Nora, Patricia says from the top of the stairs. The look on Mum's face is worth every sleepless night I've endured. I start up the stairs, leaving my family standing in the wreckage of their assumptions. Behind me, I hear London frantically making phone calls, Mom crying, and the efficient sounds of professionals doing their job. At the top of the stairs, I turn back one last time. The invoice will be sent monthly, I call down. First payment is due in 30 days. Then I disappear into Dad's room to say goodbye. Dad's sitting up in bed, more alert than I've seen him in months. Patricia's checking his vitals while Marcus assembles a portable wheelchair. Hi, Dad. He looks at me with those eyes that still hold flashes of the man he used to be. Nora, he says clearly. It's the first time he's said my name in weeks. You're going somewhere nice today. Somewhere with people who can take better care of you than I can. He reaches for my hand with his good one. His grip is weak but deliberate. Sorry, he whispers. The word hits me like a punch to the chest. Dad, no, you don't have anything to be sorry for. You gave up everything. Tears sting my eyes. Of course he knows. He's been watching me disappear just as much as I've been watching him fade. I chose to take care of you, but now I'm choosing something else. He nods slowly, and I see something that might be relief in his expression. Ready, Mr. Malcolm? Patricia asks gently. Dad squeezes my hand one more time, then lets go. The transfer is surprisingly quick. Patricia and Marcus work with practiced efficiency, getting Dad into the wheelchair, gathering his medications, his favourite photos. I hand over the detailed care notes I've been keeping for 5 years. Every medication time, every physical therapy routine, every trigger that sets off his anxiety. This is incredibly thorough, Patricia says, flipping through the pages. You've been doing professional level care. I had to learn. Well, he's in excellent hands now. We'll take good care of him. I believe her, that's the thing. I actually believe Dad will be better off there than here with me, burning out more every day. Downstairs, the scene is chaos. Mum's on the phone with someone, her voice shrill. I don't care what the contract says. This is kidnapping. London's pacing, her own phone pressed to her ear. Harper, it's London. I need you to call me back immediately. Nora's lost her mind. They're calling Harper. Of course they are. Marcus wheels Dad through the living room toward the front door. Mum hangs up her phone and rushes over. Malcolm, sweetheart, tell them you don't want to go. Dad looks at her, then at me, then back at her. It's okay, Eleanor. It's not okay. Nothing about this is okay. Mum, I say quietly, he's been ready for this for months. You just haven't been paying attention. Don't you dare! What? Tell the truth. Dad knows he needs more help than I can give him. He's been trying to tell you, but you've been too busy planning London's welcome home parties to notice. London ends her call and whirls around. Harper's not answering. Nora, you have to stop this. We can figure something else out. Like what? You moving back home to help? You taking a leave of absence from your amazing international career? I could visit more often. Visit? Right, that's helpful. Marcus and Patricia are at the front door now, Dad's wheelchair between them. A medical transport van is parked in our driveway, right next to London's shiny new BMW. Mrs. Knight, Holden says to Mum, I understand this is difficult, but your daughter has made the right choice. Your husband will receive excellent care, and you'll be able to visit whenever you'd like. Visit my own husband, Mum says bitterly, in a nursing home. It's not a nursing home, I correct. It's a care facility. There's a difference. Is there? Because it feels like you're throwing your father away. That's when something inside me snaps. Throwing him away? I've spent 5 years of my life keeping him alive. 5 years of no sleep, no career, no relationships, no life. I've given him everything I had, and it's still not enough. So yes, I'm throwing him away. To people who can actually help him. The room goes dead silent. Even Dad stops moving in his wheelchair. You resent him, Mum whispers. You resent your own father. I resent you, I say clearly. I resent you for letting me sacrifice everything while you played the grieving wife and London played the successful daughter. I resent you for taking my life for granted, and I resent myself for letting it happen. London steps forward. Nora, please. We can fix this. How? By going back to the way things were. Me invisible, you celebrated, Dad slowly dying while I slowly disappear? That's exactly what it was. I walk to the closet and pull out a small suitcase, the one I packed this morning while they were still sleeping. Everything I own that matters fits in one bag. 5 years of my life reduced to a carry-on. Where are you going? Mum asks. Away. Away where? Does it matter? You didn't care where I was when I was here. Marcus clears his throat diplomatically. We really do need to get Mr. Malcolm settled before evening. Go, I tell him. Take good care of him. We will, Patricia promises. They wheel Dad toward the door. As they pass me, he reaches out his good hand again. I take it. Proud of you, he whispers. Those 3 words undo me completely. I lean down and kiss his forehead. I love you, Dad. This isn't goodbye. I know. And then they're gone. The front door closes, and through the window, I watch them load Dad into the van. He doesn't look back at the house. He's looking forward. Nora, Mum starts, but I'm already walking toward the kitchen. I pull the apron from my suitcase, the one she gave me yesterday for helping around the house. I walk outside to London's BMW and drape it over the steering wheel. When I come back inside, Mum and London are standing exactly where I left them, like mannequins in a store window. The first invoice will arrive in about a week, I say, shouldering my suitcase. 8,000 for January, plus the admission fee. After that, it's monthly. Nora, you can't leave us with this, London says desperately. Watch me. I walk toward the door, keys to Mum's Honda in my hand. If you walk out that door, Mum calls after me, don't expect to come crawling back when this little tantrum is over. I turn around one last time. Mum, I've been crawling for 5 years. I'm done. The door closes behind me with a satisfying click. The Honda starts on the third try. I sit in the driveway for a moment, hands shaking on the steering wheel, and look back at the house through the rearview mirror. Mum and London are standing at the living room window watching me. Mum's gesturing wildly, probably still trying to convince London this is all some elaborate breakdown that can be fixed with the right combination of guilt and manipulation. I put the car in reverse and back out of the driveway I've pulled into thousands of times over the past 5 years. The BMW sits there like a white monument to everything I'll never have, my faded apron draped across its windshield like a surrender flag. My phone starts buzzing before I reach the end of the street. Mum's name flashes on the screen, then London's, then Mum again. I turn the phone face down and keep driving. The freedom is intoxicating and terrifying at the same time. For 5 years, I've known exactly where I'd be at any given moment. In that house, tending to Dad, invisible and indispensable. Now I'm driving through my hometown with no schedule, no medications to dispense. No one depending on me for their next meal or bathroom break. I should feel guilty. I should feel like a monster for abandoning my family in their moment of crisis. Instead, I feel like I can breathe for the first time in years. The drive to Francesca's apartment takes 45 minutes. She lives downtown in one of those converted warehouse buildings with exposed brick and floor-to-ceiling windows. The kind of place I used to dream about having someday, back when I thought someday was still possible. I park on the street and grab my suitcase. My phone has been buzzing non-stop. 17 missed calls, 12 voicemails, and a string of increasingly frantic texts. Mum. Nora, call me immediately. We need to fix this. Sodjesis, London. Please come home. We can work this out. Mum. The nursing home called. They want payment information. What did you do? London. Harper won't call me back. What did you tell her? Mum. If you don't answer your phone, I'm calling the police. I delete them all and ring Francesca's buzzer. Nora? Her voice crackles through the intercom. It's me. Thank God. Come up, 4th floor. The elevator ride feels endless. When the doors open, Francesca's waiting in her doorway, still in her work clothes, a sharp blazer and heels that make her look like the successful marketing executive she is. What happened? She asks immediately. You sounded weird on the phone this morning, and then London's been calling me all afternoon. Completely hysterical. I did it, I say simply. Did what? I left. Francesca stares at me for a long moment, then steps aside to let me into her apartment. It's exactly what you'd expect from someone who has their life together. Clean lines, expensive furniture, art on the walls that actually means something. Okay, she says carefully. Start from the beginning. I tell her everything. The Christmas gifts, the apron, the middle of the night phone call to Sunset Manor, the look on Mum's face when the transport team arrived. Francesca listens without interrupting, her expression shifting from concern to understanding, to something that might be pride. You actually did it, she says when I finish. You actually got out. I actually did it. How do you feel? That's when the tears come. Not sad tears, something else entirely. Relief, maybe? Or grief for the person I used to be before I became Dad's caregiver and nothing else. I feel like I've been holding my breath for 5 years, and I can finally exhale. Francesca hugs me and I collapse into her arms like a rag doll. She smells like expensive perfume and success and all the things I gave up. "You did the right thing," she whispers. "You know that, right?" "Did I? Because Mum thinks I'm a monster, and London thinks I've had a breakdown, and what do you think?" I pull back and wipe my eyes. I think I should have done it years ago. My phone buzzes again. This time it's a number I don't recognise. "Hello? Ms. Knight, this is Patricia from Sunset Manor. I wanted to let you know that your father has settled in beautifully. He's already made friends with his roommate and he ate all of his dinner." "He has a roommate?" "Oh, yes, Harold. They're both former engineers, so they have a lot to talk about. Your father seems much more engaged than his intake notes suggested." "Dad has a friend." "When's the last time Dad had a friend?" "Thank you for calling." "Of course. We'll send you weekly updates, and you're welcome to visit any time. Visiting hours are—" "Actually," I interrupt, "please send those updates to my mother, Eleanor. I'll give you her number." After I hang up, Francesca raises an eyebrow. "Not ready to visit yet?" "I need some distance first. From all of it." "That's fair." My phone rings again. This time it's Harper. "Nora, what the hell is going on? London's been calling me all day, completely losing her mind. Something about you putting your dad in a nursing home and stealing money?" "I didn't steal anything. I used the emergency fund for an actual emergency." "Your burnout?" "My burnout." There's a pause. "Good for you." "Really?" "Really? I've been watching you disappear for 5 years. I was starting to wonder if you'd ever fight back." "Well, I fought back." "How much is this costing them?" $8,000 a month. Harper whistles. "That's going to hurt, especially for London. I helped her set up her budget last year. She's living pretty close to the edge despite all the Instagram glamour." "Good. Nora Knight, you vindictive bitch. I'm so proud of you." We talk for another 20 minutes about practical things. Where I'll stay, how to find a job, what to do about the inevitable family fallout. Harper offers to help with my resume, to put me in touch with some school districts that are hiring. After we hang up, Francesca opens a bottle of wine. "To freedom," she says, raising her glass. "To freedom." We're halfway through the bottle when my phone lights up with a call from an unknown number. "Don't answer it," Francesca says, but something makes me pick up. "Hello? Is this Nora Knight?" The voice is official, serious. "Yes." "This is Dr. Martinez from St. Mary's Hospital. I'm calling about Malcolm Knight. He's been admitted to our emergency department." The wine glass slips from my hand and shatters on Francesca's hardwood floor. "What happened?" I asked Dr. Martinez, my heart hammering against my ribs. "He had a minor episode during transport to the care facility. Nothing serious. His blood pressure spiked, probably from the stress of the move. We're monitoring him overnight as a precaution." I sink onto Francesca's couch, relief flooding through me. "Is he okay?" "He's stable, asking for his daughter, actually. Are you able to come in?" Yes. I'll be right there." Francesca is already grabbing her keys. "I'll drive." The hospital is a 15-minute blur of streetlights and silence. My phone buzzes constantly. Mom, London, numbers I don't recognise. I ignore them all. We find Dad in the ER, propped up in bed with an IV in his arm. He looks small under the harsh fluorescent lights, but his eyes are clear when he sees me. "Nora." "Hi, Dad. How are you feeling?" "Embarrassed." His words are clearer than they've been in months. "Caused a fuss." "You didn't cause anything. Moving is stressful." A nurse appears at my elbow. "Are you his daughter? The one listed as emergency contact?" "Yes." "He's been asking for you. Wouldn't settle down until we called." Dad reaches for my hand. "Scared. You wouldn't come." Of course I came. After today, thought you might hate me. The words hit me like a physical blow. Dad, no, I could never hate you. What I did today, that wasn't about you. That was about me finally choosing myself. He nods slowly. Good. You should choose yourself. Mr. Knight, Dr. Martinez appears with a clipboard. How are we feeling? Better, Dad says. Ready to go to the new place? Actually, about that, the doctor says. We spoke with Sunset Manor. Given tonight's episode, they'd like to wait until tomorrow to complete the admission. Make sure you're fully stable. My stomach drops. So he needs to go home tonight? Unless there's somewhere else. He can come home. Mum's voice cuts through the conversation. I turn to find her and London standing in the doorway. Mum looks like she's aged 10 years since this afternoon. London looks like she's been crying. Mum, I start, but she holds up a hand. We came as soon as we got the call. The hospital had your number as emergency contact, but they called the house too. How did you know I was here? Lucky guess, London says quietly. You're not as heartless as you pretended to be today. The four of us stand there in awkward silence until Dad speaks up. Want to go to Sunset Manor tomorrow? Mum's face crumples. Malcolm, you don't have to want to, he says firmly. Nora's right. Need professional help. But the money? We'll figure it out, London interrupts. I can help. I can send money every month. I look at her in surprise. You can. I've been living like I make more than I do. Instagram isn't real life. She laughs bitterly. Turns out I can't actually afford a BMW payment and rent in Singapore and Dad's care. So I'll choose Dad's care. London, you don't have to give up your car. Yes, I do. I should have been helping all along. I didn't want to see how bad things were. Dr. Martinez clears his throat. I hate to interrupt, but we need to make a decision about tonight. He can come home, Mum says again, just for tonight. I shake my head. I can't. I meant what I said today. I'm done. I know. Mum's voice is barely a whisper. I'll take care of him tonight. London will help. Mum, I don't know how... London starts. Then you'll learn. The way Nora had to learn. The admission in her voice. That I had to learn that this wasn't natural or easy or something I was just better at. Feels like vindication and heartbreak rolled into one. One night, I say finally. Then he goes to Sunset Manor tomorrow as planned. One night, Mum agrees. 2 hours later, we're back at the house. The transport wheelchair is still in the living room where Marcus left it. My apron is still draped over London's BMW. I help get Dad settled, one last time. London watches everything I do, taking notes on her phone like she's studying for an exam. His pills are in the kitchen, I tell her. The blue ones at 8 p.m, the white ones at bedtime. If he gets agitated, try putting on classical music. If he can't sleep, there's melatonin in the medicine cabinet. Nora, Mum says as I gather my purse, stay tonight, please. I can't. Just tonight. Help us transition. Mum, if I stay tonight, I'll stay tomorrow night. And the night after that. And in 6 months, we'll be right back where we started. She knows I'm right. I can see it in her face. Will you visit him at Sunset Manor? Eventually, when I'm ready. London walks me to the door. I'm sorry, she says quietly, for all of it. For not seeing, for not helping, for taking everything for granted. I know. Do you forgive me? I consider this. I'm working on it. That's fair. I drive back to Francesca's apartment through empty streets. My phone has finally stopped buzzing. In the morning, I'll start looking for jobs. I'll figure out where to live, how to rebuild a life I put on hold 5 years ago. But tonight, I sit on Francesca's couch with a cup of tea and my laptop, scrolling through job listings for the first time in years. Teaching positions, administrative roles, anything that doesn't involve medical equipment or medication schedules. My email chimes. A message from London. Dad's settled for the night. Thank you for everything. I hope you're happy. I close the laptop and lean back into the cushions. Am I happy? I'm not sure I remember what happiness feels like, but I'm free. For the first time in 5 years, I'm free to find out. I laugh. Actually, laugh. And the sound surprises me. It's rusty from disuse, but it's mine. Outside Francesca's windows, the city sparkles with possibility.